Hi, it's Frankie from Moss Tutoring sharing a video on the 2024 Maths Reasoning papers. This is the third paper of all the maths one, the final one of the maths SATS papers as well. Also, I've noticed the last year certainly there it was definitely the last paper of all the SATS papers in the week as well. So this is like the yay, it's the final one when you get to this one. Potentially, if that's the case this year for you, then this is the one that you'll be sort of looking forward to finishing. You know, once you've done this one, it's all done. Right, so let's make a start on this walkthrough video to see how we get on with this one. So you'll get some information you need to fill in on the front here. Your teacher will talk you through how to fill this in. And then there's a blank page on this one. It might be for this year, who knows? So here's the instructions on how to answer the questions, and how to do the test. So it says you must not use a calculator to answer any questions in this test. You have 40 minutes to complete this test. Follow the instructions for each question. Work as quickly and as carefully as you can. If you need to do any working out, you can use the space around the question. Do not write over any barcodes. Here's an example of a barcode here. So please don't write on this. They need that for their SATS information and their admin. They might need to scan these or do something with them. Just don't write on them because it might make the paper null and void. So make sure you don't write on those. And some questions have a method box like this. And it says show your method, and make sure that you write your answer in the box, because it might be that you have a few different things that you've had to do, a few different calculations to get to your answer. Well, the examiner's going to say, well, that's all very lovely, but which is the answer that they want to use? So you need to make sure you put your final answer into the box here. Okay, so for these questions, you might get a mark for showing your method. So if you can't do a question, go on to the next one. So if you think, oh, this is taking a bit too long, come back to it later and try and pick up some marks elsewhere that you know will be easier to get than doing the question you're stuck on for a while. Then if you finish before the end, come back to it. And then if you finish before the end, completed all the questions, go back and check your work. Have you added when you should have taken away? Have you multiplied when you should have divided? I've been there, I've done that. So it's always best to just double check and just make sure that you've done exactly what the questions asked you to do, to make sure that you've got the maximum amount of marks possible from doing this paper. Then it says marks here, the number under each line at the side of the page tells you the number of marks available for each question. Okay, so let's get started. So just a little disclaimer, this isn't necessarily a teaching video as such, it's more just me sort of walking through the paper, doing a bit of, having a go at some of the questions having the questions in real time. I may make the odd human mistake, but that's just to sort of show where marks can easily be lost. Then I'll pick myself up in it and go, oh yes, this is what I'm actually meant to do, and show that it can happen under pressure. I know that it's very different to when I'm tutoring. I'm much more relaxed because I'm filming, so this is a bit more of a different situation compared to a normal situation. And I know that in a normal situation at school, you might whiz through a paper and be like, oh yeah, that was amazing, and get a really high mark on it. But when it's under an exam situation, you are under a bit more pressure, so you're more likely to make some mistakes. So it's just to show you how these things happen. And as long as you notice it and you pull yourself up on it and fix it, then you can't really go much further wrong. Okay? Right, let's make a start then. So let's have a look at this question here. What I'm going to do is just make my box with me in it a little bit smaller to fit the question in. So it says here, these shapes have, let me just move it out of the way, have a fraction shaded. Match each shaded fraction of a circle to the same shaded fraction of a rectangle. One has been done for you. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So as I said before, these shapes have a fraction shaded. Match each shaded fraction of a circle to the same shaded fraction of a rectangle. One has been done for you. So I'm going to use my straight line tool, just to show that I'm using a ruler. kind of thing. So it would be best to use a ruler for this just to make it really nice and neat and tidy for your examiner. So this has obviously been done for us. So that's a half. So I've got a quarter here. So that one must link up to this one here. Then we've got 2/3. So that one must link up to this one here. So that must mean that that one links to this one here. So well done if that's what you got at home. Okay, so next question. It says the temperature in a freezer is -40 degrees. The temperature increases by 10 degrees. What is the new temperature? Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so that must mean if we're adding 10 to -40, it'll be -30. Okay, so well done if that's what you got. Okay, so question 3. Pause the video and have a go. So it says Jack buys milk and orange juice from a shop. The milk is 1.45 and the orange juice is 2.40. He pays with a £5 note. How much change does Jack get? So what we need to do is literally add these two together. So I'm going to make sure I give myself enough room. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, I don't give myself enough room on these boxes because it says to show your method because it's worth 2 marks. And you need to give yourself enough room on here to make sure you've got enough space to show where you're working. Okay, so let's add these together. So 5 add 0 is 5, 4 add 4 is 8. Then put decimal points in, 1 add 2 in the ones there is 3. So altogether they cost £3.85. So how much change does he get? So he's giving £5 to the cashier and he's spent £3.85. Okay, I'm going to subtract that. Make sure you show the operation that you're using as well, because the examiner would be keen to see it. So show your methods. So you're showing your thinking to the examiner. So 0 take away 5 we can't do. So let's get exchanging from each of these. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 8 in the tenths is 1. 4 take away 3 in the ones is 1. So that must mean that our answer is £1.15. Make sure you put your final answer in the box because the examiner might see these and go, oh, these are very lovely. It's good to see that there's some methods being used. So there's one tick. And then if you put an answer in here, make sure you choose the right answer that you think is correct for this question. Put it in the box to give yourself a maximum of 2 marks for this one. All right. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 4, sorry. I'm jumping ahead of myself. So question 4, pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says the diameter of the moon is 3,476 kilometres. What is the diameter to the nearest 100 kilometres? So this is a rounding question. So we're literally rounding this number here to the nearest 100, okay? So always look at the tenths, which would be the 7 here. So with the 7s, we round up. So that must mean it is 3,500 kilometres. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 5. Now it's question 5. So pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says match each of these Roman numerals to the correct number. One has been done for you. So we've got CVI. So that's obviously 106 because they've told us it is. So let's have a look at the others. So I'm just going to get my straight line tool again. So we've got MCX. I want to have a look at them all separately. I might not necessarily do them in the same order. Try and do the ones that I think I know I can do first before moving on to the more trickier ones. So that might be a good little tactic for you. So I've noticed here that I've got MCX. I know that M is 1,000 and I know that X is 10. So that must mean, and C is 100. So that must mean that this is this one here. Okay, so now we've got DXC. So I know that D is 500 and then XC is 90. So because we've got 10 before 100 is 90. So that makes 590. So that must be this one here. So that must mean that DLXXI will be 571 because it's got an I on the end, hasn't it, for a 1. So there's the 1 there. Got an XX, which would make 20, and L is 50. So L 50 adds 20 is 70, so there's our 70 in the tens. And D is 500, so that must be that one. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, time for question 6. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says match each fraction to its equivalent simplified fraction. One has been done for you, so 12/18 is 2/3, as they're saying on here. So let's have a go at the others. So 12/20ths, if I could divide these both by, oh, let's have a think. So, oh, yeah, so we could divide these both by 4. Yeah, because 4 goes into both of these, doesn't it, to make 3/5. Okay. 12/15. Well, 3 goes into both of those. That makes 3/4. So that must mean that, oh, let me just have another think about that one again. I'm not sure that's right. This is why it's always good just to double check everything. So actually, it's a 12/15. They both divide by 3, don't they? So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Ah, yes, that must actually be 4/5. Okay, so which leaves us with 3/4 being 12/16, because 12 divided by 4 is 3 and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So that must mean that's 3/4. So well done if that's what you got. And that shows a little teaching point as well, just to really double check your answers before moving on. And if you're double checking at the end, if you've got some time, just that's the sort of thing that you might have done on that question, just where you could have lost a mark. So good little thing just to pull it up as well. Okay, question 7. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says Emma thinks of a number. She says, I multiply by 2, I add 11, I divide by 3, my answer was 9. What number did Emma think of? So I would just literally do the inverse all the way up until you get the number at the very end, or the number that we started with. So what I would do first is 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Nope. So we're not going to do dividing. We're going to do the inverse. So yeah, let's erase this. I'm going to start again. So again, like I say, you need to make double sure that that's what you're meant to be doing. So the inverse of dividing is multiplying. So 9 times 3. So we're going to sort of work our way up each line. 9 times 3 equals 27. Then we're going to take away 11. So 27 take away 11 equals 16. Okay. And then we're going to not multiply by 2, but divide by 2. So 16 divided by 2, oh, that's a wiggly 2, equals 8. Okay. I'm going to make sure I pop our answer in the answer box as 8. So well done if that's what you got at home. Okay, question 8. Here is a shape. Pause the video and have a go. Right, so it's saying that we need to draw the shape translated 8 units to the right. So what I'm going to do is, rather than go straight in with my ruler and pencil, I'm just going to plot the points first. So let's move each point 8 units over to the right. So we've got 1, let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to put a dot there. Then we've got this one. So let's move 8 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that must go there. Then we've got this one. So let's move that 8 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to pop our dot here. Then we've got this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. So now with our ruler, we're going to, because it says use a ruler as well, we're going to just join the dots up. So let's join them up like so. So your final answer should look like this. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 9. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says write the missing numbers in the table. So we've got a number of weeks and number of days. So why don't we have a look at some patterns that might be able to help us fill in the information. So we've got 1 and 7 here, 2 and 14, 4 and 28. Oh, I can see these are multiples of 7 going down here. 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14, 4 times 28 is 20, 4 times 7 is 28. So this must mean this must be 6 times 7. So let's pop 42 in here. 10 times 7 would be 70. Now, because we're multiplying all of these, guess there we need to divide this one by 7 to get to this answer here. So let's do that. So 7 into 105, because I'm not 100% sure beyond 84 what it might be. So let's do that. So 7 into 1 doesn't go. So 7 into 10 goes once with 3 left over. So 7 into 35 goes 5 times to make an answer of 15. Okay, so well done if that's the answer that you got as well. Okay, so this one you'll need to go and grab your protractor and your ruler for this question. So pause the video to go and do that, and then have a go at this question. This will be really beneficial if you're able to print this one off for this paper. So yeah, have a go now, and pause the video to have a go. Okay, so number 10 says, what is the perimeter of this shape in millimeters? So after you've measured each side and added them all together, if you got anything between 202 to 218 millimeters, anything in between there, that's correct. And this angle here, D, is if you got between 53 degrees to 57 degrees. Well done. So well done if those are the answers that you got. Okay, time for question 11. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says write the missing digits to make this subtraction correct. So something, take away 5 is 8. So you could do 8 add 5 for this one to make 13. Okay, so that must be a 3 here. Okay, so because we've subtracted to make that a 13, that must mean that we have done something like this. Yeah, something like that. So, there, missed it. Yeah, so that makes that 13 like that. So that looks like that, doesn't it? Then, so we've got 6 take away something is 6. That must be a 0. Then 4 take away 3 in the ones would be... Oh, let's have another look at that one. So 13 take away 5 is 8. Then we've got 6 take away 0 is that one. So actually we didn't need to subtract from here to here, because I think I was just going on sort of complete autopilot. We didn't actually need to do that bit. I don't know what I was thinking there. So 5 take away 3 would be 2 in the one. So again, that's another good teaching point. Really make sure that you have done the calculation correctly. And that you're not over exchanging when you need to. Just literally go to the next one. If you can't exchange from there, go to the next one, then exchange down. I should have just exchanged from that one next door. That was my fault, my problem. So that would have been I'd lost a mark there potentially. But good thing that I noticed that and I spotted that and I fixed it and I put it right in the time that I had. So well done if you got 3 here, 0 here, and 2 there. Okay, time for question 12. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says here are 4 fractions. So we've got 7/8, 1/5, 3/4, and 8/10. Write the fractions in order, starting with the least. So we've got the smallest one would be 1/5. You could, if you had time, had lots of time to spare, give them all a common denominator of 40 if you wanted to. I can always show you that in just a moment. I know that 7/8 is really close to a whole, so I'm going to put that as the end for now. Then we've got 8/10, that's almost close to a whole, so it must mean that 3/4 goes in here. So what I meant by the making one into 40ths, to make it really easy for you, so 7/8 as 40ths would be 35/40ths. 1/5 in 40ths would be 8/40ths. 3/4, oh, don't know why I've done that there. Let me start again. So 3/4 in 40ths would be 30/40ths. And then 8/10 in 40ths, so that would be 32/40ths. Then you could always number them and then move them into the right order. Any little strategy that might help you. Let me know how you did that question, because I'd love to know. Okay, question 13. Pause the video and have a go. So it says there are 20 boxes on a truck. The boxes are in 4 different sizes. So we've got 4 of these boxes, 8 of these boxes, 6 of these boxes, and 2 of these boxes. What is the total mass of the 20 boxes on the truck? Which means we're going to add all of these together, but not just add these together. We're going to multiply all of these by what they are. So I'm going to do the whole number ones first, because I know they're going to be the easiest ones. So that would, so we've got 8 of those, so that would be 32 kilos. So I'm going to put myself a little note there. Okay. Then 2 times 13 is 26. That's already 2 that we don't need to worry about. Okay, just to save a little bit of time. So now what we could do is, because we're going to show some methods, okay, it's worth 2 marks. It's 4 times 6.5. So let's do that, because that's not one that I would know straight away. So let's, I'm sure that's one not most people would either. So let's times that by 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Then 6 times 4 is 24, so that's 26 in there. And then, so that's another 26 we can add to our list of masses. Then we've got 2.5, we've got 6 of those. So 2.5 times 6. So 6 times 5 is 30. 0, put a point there. 2 times 6 is 12, add 3 is 15. So that's 15 kilos for that one. Okay, and then let's add these all together. So we've got 2 add 6 is 8, add another 6 is 14, add 5 is 19. Okay, and then we've got 3 add 2 is 5, add 2 is 7, add 1 is 8, add 1 more is 99, to make a total of 99 kilos. So well done if you got 99 yourself. Okay, let's look at question 14. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, it says, look at the data in this table. Using this data, draw 2 lines and write 3 labels to complete the pie chart. Use a ruler. So I'm going to make sure I use my straight line tool for this, because that's what I've been asked to do. So let's use what we know to work out what we don't know, to work out how to do this question. So A is 20%. So I can see that each little segment, the distance between these 2 lines must be worth 10. So 10 add 10 is 20. B is 25%. So we've got 10 adds 10, and that's halfway between. So that must be a 5. So that must be 25%. So C is 15%. So I would probably put that here, because we've already got a 5% already marked out for us. Okay, so that's our C. I'm going to label that with a C. Okay, then get my ruler back. So we've got D, which is 30%. So that means we need 3 of these sections. So 10, 20, 30. So that must be D. Let's get my pen back. Okay. So let's just double check that E equals 10%. Yet only one section is shown. So that must be 10% to make it E. So well done if that's what you got yourself. Just a quick edit to this question. So you could also have done this to make C, like I've just explained. You could have this one as C. You could also have done this to make the 10% for E, and that still has 30 left over for D. So either way it would work, and they would accept either one of those. So that could be E, that could also be D. So If you got either one of those ones, well done. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at question 15. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So it says 35% of the 680 pupils at a school have a pet dog. 159 of the pupils who have a pet dog are boys. How many of the pupils who have a pet dog are girls? So and it says show your method, so we need to be thinking about that. Showing that, and it's worth 2 marks. So please don't circle this bit in the actual exam because they're going to want to fill that in, but it's just be highlighting it to you. So we've got, so I would just literally work out 35% of 680 first. So 10% would be 68. Okay, and then to find 5%, that would be halving 68, so that would be 34. Okay, so now we need to do 68 times 3 to find 30%. I don't know why I've written the percentage sign there. Times that by 3. Okay, so 8 times 3 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18, add 2 is 20. So 204 add 34 is 238. So that's how many pupils in total have a pet dog in school. So now I need to take away 159 because that's how many boys have a pet dog. So let's do that. So 18 take away 9 is 9. 2 take away 5 we can't do. So 12 take away 5 is 7. Then 1 take away 1 is 0 to make a total answer of 79. And make sure you write the answer, your answer into the box here, because I might see these and think, well, which one is the right one? But I have shown some methods and I've shown my thinking. So hopefully that should get me a nice 2 marks. So well done if that's what you got as well. Okay, question 16. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so for this one, it says write a number in the box to make this correct. Now, there's a few different ones that you could put in here. So if you've got anything between 61 to 69, well done. So one thing that you could do is sort of make these into hundredths to make them all the same. So that would be, so 5 into 100 is 20. So that'd be 61 hundredths, wouldn't it? This side, that would be 71 hundredths. Okay, so yes, any of these numbers in here would be absolutely fine for that answer. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, question 17. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says tick the numbers that are factors of both 54 and 72. So I know that they're both even numbers, which means they're both divided by 2. I've noticed that 54 and 72 are also in the 9 times table. And I can also divide them both by 3 as well. So well done if that's what you got as well. Okay, question 18. Pause the video and have a go. Right, so it says Layla wants to buy a camera that costs £65. For the first 10 weeks, she saved £2 a week. Then she saves £3 a week. How many weeks altogether does it take Layla to save £65? So for 10 weeks, then we're going to ask me more than 10. 10 times 2 is 20. Okay. So that's the £20. So she needs to get another £45. So 45 divided by 3, should we say? Let's see if that works. If not, we can always change it. So 3 into 4 goes once with 1 left over. 3 into 15 goes 5 times. So that's how many more weeks it's going to take her to save. So we need to add 10 and 15 together to make a total of 25 weeks. Wow, that's nearly 6 months to save up £65. So good on her for sticking with it, I would say. Well done if you got 25 weeks. Okay, question 19. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so this is a complete the division question. So let's have a look into it. So it says 12 into something, into 4 doesn't go. So about 12 into 43. So I know that 12 times 3 is 36. Okay. With a remainder of 9, I want to say. I don't know. Yeah, so with a remainder of 9. So let me just think. So we've got, let's start again. So we've got 12 into 43 goes 3 times. So that's 36. Then we've got 7. So let's do a bit of long division underneath actually, just to really double check. I did tell you this is going to be done in real time. So let's work that out. So 13 take away 6 is 7. Okay, so 3 take away 3 is 0. Let's now bring the 6 down to make 6 there. So 12 into 76, so 12 times 6 is 72. So that'll be another 6 times, which is correct up here, which means that we're going to bring down a number here to make that 4 times the number goes in. So, yeah, so hang on a minute. So do 12, so 12 times 6 is 72. So 6 take away 2 is 4. Take away that. So this number here that we bring down has to go into it 4 times, but there's going to be a remainder of 1. So 12 times 4 is 48. Add 1 is 49. So that must mean that this number is 9. To bring that 9 down, to make 12 into 48, for 9 goes 4 times with a remainder of 1. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, question 20. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says, here are 4 shapes on a grid. Write all the letters of the shapes that have only 2 acute angles. So an acute angle is anything less than 90 degrees, which is this here. So let's have a look at this one. This one's got 3, so we can't use this one. What about this one? That's definitely got 2, because they're up here, look. So let's write B here. Let's get C. Yes, this one definitely does. And then D, yeah, this one's got 2. Let's just check that one. That's much bigger than the right angle. So, yep, must be B, C, and D. So it does say write the letters of the shapes. So that does mean there is more than one. So remember to read the question carefully. So you're not writing just the one letter there. Okay, so well done if that's what you got for that question. Okay, question 21. Pause the video and have a go. So it says, a band holds a concert for charity. The tickets cost £27 each. They sell 635 tickets. They pay £3,180 to use the hall. They give 1/3 of the remaining amount to charity. Interesting, there's only 1/3 of it. So how much money does the band give to charity? So it makes me wonder how much the rest of it's going on what else. So anyway, so I would do 635 times 27. Can't get bogged down with that now. So 5 times 7 is 35. 3 times 7 is 21. Add the 3 is 24. 6 times 7 is 42. Add the 2 is 44. Okay. Then I'm just going to rub out these 2 figures underneath, so I'm not going to need those now. Pop a 0 underneath the 1, so I'm multiplying everything by 10, but everything in the tens. So 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6, add 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. Oh, gone slightly out of the box. Never mind. Okay, they're not going to pull me up on that. That I wouldn't have thought. Let's add these together. So 5 add 0 is 5. 4 add 0 is 4. 4 add 7 is 11. 4 add 6 is add 1 is 7. Then 1 add 0 is 1. So that's how much was done in total. So now we need to take away 3,180 from this total. So we've got 17145. Take away 3,180. So let's do that. Oops. Bit of a wonky line. So 5 take away 0 is 5. 4 take away 8 we can't do, so let's exchange. So 14 take away 8 is 6. 0 take away 1 we can't do, so let's exchange again. 10 take away 1 is 9. Then 6 take away 3 is 3. And then 1 take away 0 is 1. So that's how much is now left remaining. So they give 1/3 of this remaining amount to charity. So we divide this by 3. So 1, 3, 9, 6, 5. Okay, so 3 into 1 doesn't go. So 3 into 13 goes 4 times. Okay, with 1 left over. 3 into 19 goes 6 times with 1 left over. 3 into 16 goes 5 times with 1 left over. And 3 goes into 15 5 times. Okay, so that should give us a total amount that's given to the charity of £4,655. So this was a 3-mark question. That's quite a lot to do for one question. So this is one that you would need to make sure you give yourself enough time for. Maybe if you look through the paper at the beginning just to see if there's anything like this coming up, just to make sure you give yourself enough time to do that sort of question. So well done if that's what you got for that question. Okay, so we're going to do this bit in maybe 2 parts because it's a 2-part question. So it says, Sarah makes jewellery using black and white beads. Now pause the question, pause the video, and carry on reading the rest of the question to work out what you think the answers might be. Okay, so let's have a go. So what I would do is I would literally just supplement the information in. So Sarah uses 12 white beads to make a necklace. So if we change the white to 12 for this one, so black equals 12 times 3 add 4. So 12 times 3 is 36, add 4 is 40. So that's how many black beads she uses. Okay, so let's remove that from this to do the next one. So she's used 25 black beads to make a bracelet. So how many white beads did she use? So I'm going to put 25 here. So I would maybe take away 4, then divide that by 3. So we're going to just do the inverse. So we're sort of going to, well, you could take away 3, then you could divide this by 3 and divide by 4 and take away 4, but I think that might give you a bit of a decimal number. So instead of I know we normally say with BODMAS do the brackets first. For this one, I'm going to say take away 4 to make 21, and divide 21 by 3 to make a whole number of 7. So well done if you got 7 for that one as well. Okay, so we're on the penultimate question. So it says complete the table, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says name a 3D shape, number of faces. So basically we just need to fill in how many faces each one has. So a cube will have 6, a pentagonal prism has 7, and a triangular base pyramid has 4. So well done if that's the answer you got for that one. Okay, this is the final question. We've finally made it. Well done for getting this far. So pause the video to have a go at this one. Okay, so it says half times 5/6 is greater than the value of 1/3 times 7/8. So it could be that you just work them out, which is what I would do. 1/2 times 5/6 equals, so 1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, let's see what this one is. So we've got 1/3 times 7/8. So that would be 7/24. So why don't we make them both into 24ths? So 5/12 would be, so we times that by 2 to get to 24, so we have to do the same to that one. Okay, so now that I've got them both into 24s, I could then just pop in a little and 24s there. So I could just, yeah, so I know that 10/24 is actually greater than that one. So I could just put in that symbol there to show that that is greater than this one here. Well done for getting through this paper. Thanks so much for watching and choosing to spend your time with me. And I hope it's been helpful. Do let me know if you have any questions or you'd like to share with me how you worked some of the questions out. I'd love to see what you've been up to. And if you'd like to book tutoring, do let me know as well. Thanks so much for watching and take care and good luck.